Hi, everybody. I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb. Welcome to the Artyrv live stream tonight.
And welcome to the studio. Hi, everybody. And wow, we got a lot of people in the house tonight. I want to welcome everybody out there. And I guess you guys have been watching the views on our channel. We're like at 8.4 million views in the last 28 days. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you're getting a full view of the studio, and as soon as we get the table put together, we'll be flipping the camera around and show you what's up with the rest of the studio. We have a work area over here to my right, and then another work area over here to Barbara's left, and so we'll be showing those to you. We've been doing a lot of things, and here in South Carolina, the weather was kind of pretty today.
It was.
And so we've been working a little bit in the garden, but not too much.
I planted, how many thousands of seeds?
Thousands.
And 20,000 more to go.
And 20,000 more to go, yeah. So we got this creeping time stuff, and I tell you, if it grows like it says it grows, I can't wait to see it on the bank here on the river in the backyard of the house. So
I do want to shout out to Beth, Carol, Elizabeth, Robin, Samara, Mary Langworthy, Julie Bison, Valerie's here, Paul's here, Renee's here.
wow, hey.
Did I say Beth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Renee, thanks for tuning in tonight. I know
James
you're
Gwynn's
busy.
here. Ray's here.
Ray.
Julie's here. Melissa. Miles.
And happy
That's a
late
new-
Easter, everybody. Happy belated Easter.
Yes.
I want to welcome everybody to the RDRV channel. Guys, this is, thank you guys for tuning in. And remember tonight's viewer showcase, so don't go anywhere. And then we have the inspiration box drawing. Beth, thanks for naming that for us. We appreciate that. The inspiration box of glass. We have our drawing tonight for that. So those of you that entered, your names are here in the bowl, and we'll get that bad boy drawn up in just a little while. And then tonight we're going to start a new series that we're going to be. It's going to require us 3 Monday nights to do, and we're going to be talking about the X, Y, and T's of soldering. So we look forward if you guys will hang out for that. We'll talk a little bit about that and why we have problems when we cross lines. And a lot of it's very simply fixed, and we'll talk a little bit about that tonight.
Okay, we have a few questions coming in. Mary Beth and Frank said they had their first of 3 shows this month, and she told some people about our stained glass channel. Thank you, Mary Beth.
Thank you, Mary Beth.
Decade Glass is here. Beach Mom is here. We do have a question. I want to wait a few minutes. And did you tell them everything we're doing tonight?
No, but I did want to let people know, those of you that are watching the channel tonight, that we do have one space available in this Thursday and Friday's lead light cane class. So I want to let you know about that. And then Barbara's been working on a new schedule for our class schedule coming up for the summer months, or spring and summer, right, Barb?
Yeah, for the spring and summer stained glass classes.
Right.
The glass blowing classes are, there's a lot of them in there for October, November, December, and January, February, March of 2027. So if you're planning a vacation or you're planning to come see us in any of those months, go ahead and grab a glass blowing
while
class.
space is available.
While
Yeah.
space is available, because that'll fill up quick. And we went ahead and did that because we have a lot of people planning vacations, and we're trying to let them know.
Yeah, and
Those
we want
classes are
to
available.
get our materials ordered early this year, because you never know what's going on with everything that's going on.
So yes, a lot of hands-on classes here in South Carolina. If you're not familiar with where we're from, this is Conway, South Carolina.
We are approximately 11 miles from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
It's one beautiful town. When you come in October, they change our name to Halloween Town.
That's right.
or the city of Halloween.
The city of Halloween.
And it's unbelievable.
It is.
If you come in December, it's
Becomes the city of Christmas.
it is a magical place.
Yeah. So,
And for Valentine's Day as
it's
well.
the same. It's very lovely at Valentine's Day.
We just did Easter, and
it was great
a little
too.
bit subdued,
Yeah,
but
so
anyway.
it was nice. Easter, I think not so much for the adults, but I know the
For the
children
kids.
indulged it.
They
Yeah.
did. They loved
the
it.
children. They had a 100,000 Easter egg hunt at the city park here in Conway. Can you imagine 100,000 eggs?
They didn't
They'll be
have
picking
those
up
when we
eggs
were kids.
forever. But that's great. Our city, the people that run our city here and the employees of the city are all great. And we want to give them a big shout out and thank them for everything that they do. And you know what? While we're giving everybody a shout out, let's give Sunshine a shout out for sponsoring the Artyrv channel. And we want to thank them for everything that they do. Guys, they do a lot of work for y'all, and we want to thank you for ordering from them. And remember, Sunshine carries over 1,500 different textures and colors of glass, along with all of the tools that you could possibly need and gadgets, along with lamp parts and things like that. So if there's anything that you can need for a project you have coming up, give Sunshine a call and see if they can help you out.
Or check out their website,
Which has been updated and is awesome now. So
and that's sunshineglass.com.
yeah, sunshineglass.com.
We have a couple of questions. Beach Mom wants to know, this is their first live,
Well, hey, welcome.
and they saw the pictures of the glass blowing and wanted to know if we also do glass blowing.
We also do. Barbara and I have been blowing glass together for about 25 years. And now our oldest grandson, Taylor, is involved in the glass blowing studio and with the company. So we're happy to have him on board too. But the answer to your question is yes.
And we teach
And
glass
we also
blowing
have glass blowing classes.
October through March.
Yep.
Decade Glass wants to know, he says, I know Ed and Barb don't use a Cricut or silhouette. For anyone who does, what do you set your line width at? I set my pattern at 1 millimeter, but saw someone did 0.6 and others do 0.8.
Well, I tell you, when the lines that we do, I'm not sure how, and when we do on the Cricut, actually when the rapid resizer we use, I'm not sure what the millimeter is, but the line that we print out is approximately 1/16 of an inch wide.
So that would be,
That would be 2 millimeter maybe.
Carol.
Carol, yeah.
Okay, I don't know. And that was a question to the
So
group.
if 3 millimeter is an 1/8, so 1.5 millimeter would be a 16.
So that was a question to the group. So anyone in the group that uses Cricut, if you could answer Decade's Glass question
Yeah.
about the Cricut machine. That would be
Yeah,
helpful.
so for cutting I guess for cutting a pattern, Decade Glass, I think that, yeah. So you want to, here's the thing too, is we can do the math, because if your copper foil is 1.5 mils, so you need to take 3 mils off of your pattern in order to make it not grow while you're cutting it. So 1.5 mil off of each piece of your pattern, a total of 3 mils out of the center. So. And that's why a lot of times people use pattern shears, because it does take that 3 mil right out of the middle. Also, that they make a lead cane shear now, or they have in the past, and that's actually, that takes about not quite 3 millimeter, not quite, but almost.
Carol says 0.035 inches. Yes, that makes
Okay.
sense, right?
Yep.
Okay. She doesn't use Cricut. She uses a CNC.
That's 35/100ths
Yeah.
of an inch.
Okay.
That's pretty
okay.
thin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And Ray, thank you for putting sunshine glass up there
And
for
guys,
us.
give Ray a big thumbs up tonight because he's working hard. We know that he works hard and he works really hard for you, but he really helps Barbara and I out a lot. And guys, I tell you, I was thinking about something and I want to let you know this. If you notice, during our live streams, we don't have commercials playing to interrupt because we don't want to interrupt your thoughts, nor do we want to interrupt ours. So the reason we don't play commercials is for that reason itself. But so we depend on you guys to help support the RDRV channel because we don't play those commercials. And those are we don't want to interrupt your thoughts or your questions by commercials. So just remember, if you can, if you know, supporting the RDRV channel is something that you're into, we appreciate it. Those of you that are fan club members, guys, we appreciate it. A lot of you have been around in our fan club since the beginning, and all of you guys, all of our viewers, we want to thank you for everything that you do and how you support us, and we appreciate it so very much.
Okay. Renee wants to know if we have any sheets of glass for sale, or is there a place in Myrtle Beach to purchase
We
them?
have glass, Renee?
Yeah,
We
Renee,
do.
look at what we have.
Yeah.
We have some sheets.
Yeah, you'll have to come over and see what we
Now
have.
that he's finished with his big project, he'll let some of his
I've got
good
it all
stuff
cleaned
go.
up and organized. Look out. Yeah, we have quite a few, a pretty good bit of glass now, Renee. So we'll look forward to seeing you guys this week. And
Okay, Beach Mom, yes. The question is glass blowing or on the torch for lamp working. No, it's glass blowing. We have a glass blowing furnace.
yeah.
So we teach classes in glass blowing. Jennifer wants to know, sometime if you would you please demonstrate foiling a deep inner curve like a crescent moon? Yeah, we can do that.
Let me write
yes.
that down, Jennifer.
And then, okay, so this might be. Now we have viewer showcase tonight, so we don't want to. We might have to cut off the questions a little early because we have a lot going on.
That's all right.
But
We're supposed to have a lot going
I
on,
know.
Barb.
But you need to show them our landscape.
Yeah,
pack,
guys.
I think.
So
'Cause
Barbara and I were
we're-
at the shop today for several hours, and we put this together. Now, if you remember last week, we shared a premium box with you, a premium glass package. This week we've put together for you, and we've only put together 6. But I want to share this with you because you guys are gonna love it. So this is our landscape pack, and so we're gonna snip this in the right here in the little snipper. And there it is snipped. Okay, so in this pack are several pieces of glass.
7 to be exact.
7, yeah, to be exact. So this is one of them here. This is a Wismac 197. This is a blue green. Y'all, this is one you've been asking for a long time. This is the Ouroboros 6696. Look at this. This is the glass that you want to use if you're going to be doing, well, I think we said this is a landscape pack. That's a landscape glass. Look at this. I think Oceanside still makes this, but this is a Spectrum. This was made in 1987. This is a beautiful piece of glass. Guys, this right here, this is a Oceana. Look at this. This is a beautiful piece of landscape glass. This, on the label today while I was cutting this, it says Spectrum limited edition blue. And because it's streaky on one side, I've never seen this. I pulled it out of the rack and started cutting it up, and it says limited edition blue. This is awesome. This is another Ouroboros, y'all. This is beautiful. Look at this. and it cuts like butter. Show you the back side. Look at this. Look at this. Now, each one of these packs has one of each one of these pieces of glass in it, and including this. This is a granite texture. This is a 75 granite. This is really a pretty glass, and if you get that landscape in there. So we just want to let y'all know, this is the landscape box, and the landscape box, including shipping, is $54.95. I'm going to head that over to Barb. So it's $54.95. The landscape box, and I want to show y'all this. This is a piece of the. This is a piece of the Uroboro 6696 that I brought home. And guys, this is the most beautiful glass, but it's also a really beautiful glass to cut. Listen to this. And remember, you know, when we go through little potholes like that and everything, just drive right out of them. Don't stop, and take your running pliers and just run that glass right on through. And if we wanted to, you know, if we wanted to take this piece of glass and we wanted to even cut it narrower, because of all the little boop-de-hoop-de-doos in the glass, we want to go slow so we can roll right over top of those and roll down inside. But we can take that piece of glass with those running pliers. This is the Uroboro, y'all. This is, oh my gosh, this is just beautiful glass. So remember, that's the landscape pack. It's $54.95. Just email Barb at viewershowcase@gmail. You don't want
It's
to
on the website.
Oh, it's on the website at Conway Glass. I'm sorry. So you can go right to the Conway Glass website and order this pack, and we will get it right out to you. It comes to you in a 6x6 box. And so just in case, and this is the 197. Those of you that have never cut or are interested in cutting Wismac, this is really a pretty glass. And I want you to know this is a 197M. So on the back side, it's got a moss texture. Look at that. It's really, this is a beautiful glass here too, y'all. So it's got a great, beautiful green in it, dark grass green, and it cuts very smoothly, and it's a great glass for water, for frog skin, and for many other things. But it does work quite easily with your glass cutter. And remember, guys, we want to keep the same pressure start to finish while we're cutting our glass. It doesn't matter how thick the glass is. You do not change your pressure. And remember, guys, too, if you haven't had the opportunity to pick up on a pair of these breaker pliers by Lepinette, they're also on our website at conwayglass.com. And remember, we just got a new shipment in of the mini running pliers that have only the 7/8 jaw and are 6.5 inches long. These are very comfortable pliers in your hand, and they also have a nice grip. We only sell the Lepinette pliers at Conway Glass, and you can get those on our website at conwayglass.com.
Thank you, Ed. I'm going to post that link to the glass pack.
Okay, all right.
Just give me a minute.
Okay.
I hope I can post it.
Yeah, so that's great, guys. So another one of the glasses that we've got in that pack is that Oceana, and that Oceana glass.
Did you want to see?
Is I have a piece of it. I brought a piece of this home with me to show you because I wanted to share not just the front of it with you, but I want to show you the back. Look at this. You know what? And I think somewhere in the world there is a blue frog. Wouldn't that make a beautiful blue frog? I believe somewhere in the world there's a blue frog, I'm sure. But this is a very forgiving glass. It's easy to work with. And so when you are cutting it, all you have to do is do the same pressure start to finish. And you may not hear it because it is stacked up with white quite heavily. But if we put our running pliers right here on our score and we pull down just like we're supposed to, we get that beautiful edge. And look at that. And you see how the colors are stacked up? Look at that big chunk of white. That's where you stopped hearing my cutter until I got there. And then you heard it, and then you didn't hear it here on the end. And that's because I crossed over that white. Now, if I were to take down here, where it's blue and soft, listen. Comes right off, same amount of pressure, never changed. But it was much softer, and you can see the difference in the color, how it stacked when it was ran and run through the rollers. Isn't that beautiful? It's fascinating how they make sheet glass.
It is.
And remember, guys, the artist for the glass is the guy that mixes it. When they bring it to him, the guy that mixes it is why you get beautiful glass every time.
Beth said that the 6696 is it was a little piece was in the inspiration box, and she was trying to get a little bit more. It's a perfect reflection. I think he showed a piece tonight.
I did, and then I have the piece over there. That's the beach.
Right.
That I've shared.
So
with
yes,
everybody.
that's perfect for the ore dock that you're working on. I showed that to Ed.
Yeah,
we've
it's
been
perfect.
wondering
So,
what
and I
you're
had
gonna
some of it, and everybody's been saying, "Oh, give me a piece of that. I need to get. Is that for sale?" So finally, I cut it.
And
up.
we do have a bigger piece of it.
I have a pretty good sized piece of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're looking for that, Beth, we can just send Barb a note, and
Or if you think the 6-inch would be
if
good,
the 6x6 will work for you, then because there's
Okay.
some pretty. I mean, it's pretty.
All right. We did have some questions. Alicia asks, I am new doing stained glass art. Want to know, when do people decide to use hobby cane? I am interested in doing sun catchers and don't know if they are better done with this.
Well, I tell you what. Well, thanks for tuning into the channel first, and thanks for picking up on this wonderful art that so many of us do and understand. I think what I would do, the hobby cane, depending on the size of your sun catcher. Myself, I prefer to put wire around my sun catchers and then finish the edge correctly and give it a nice rounded edge. But you know, that doesn't always work for some people. But always remember, whether you use hobby cane or wire, don't hang it directly from the piece. Make sure that the hanger goes into the sun catcher, and so that you can distribute the weight, and it definitely will not hang on hobby cane as well. So make sure you go through the hobby cane and into the solder on the sun catcher, so that the hanger is pulling on everything. So I would say you could use your hobby cane when you go to a much larger sun catcher rather than just a bird or a butterfly or something. Go ahead and use that 20 gauge wire, which is really thin and much easier to work with. And thanks again for tuning in tonight.
Yes, Alicia is a member. New member, fairly new. Question from Carol.
Hey, Carol.
I like using 3/16 foil for everything, but sometimes I worry that it isn't as strong as 7/32. What do you think?
Well, the only reason that it would be stronger because it's a little bit wider, of course, and gives you a little more solder. However, the work that you put out and your cutting skills that are really a notch above cutting, the 3/16 glass is, the 3/16 foil is probably just fine for you because your cutting skills are really honed in, hon. And the only I don't think that you have to worry about the strength of it. The only thing I would think with the textured glasses that you use, Carol, in your projects, I think with the textured glasses, sometimes the 7/32 would just give you a little more oomph in some of the textured glasses. But you know, honestly, looking at your work, I don't think that it would make it would make your solder lines a little bit wider and your solder lines right now are very petite, and I think they look really good. So I think I'd keep doing the way you would that you're doing now, except for maybe when you get to a little heavier textured glass, go to a thicker foil, and then if you need to and you find out that it's too thick, cut it back a little bit with your X-Acto knife and see how that works for you, huh?
Elizabeth said she made a bluebird out of that blue that you were showing.
Oh, okay.
And
I bet that was pretty. Wow.
Karen says hello to everyone.
Hey, Karen.
Okay, we have some questions. Here's a question from Alicia. Do you dream about glass?
Yes. Sometimes, Alicia, I wake up in the morning tired because I built that window all night long.
Karen,
Especially-
thank you. Go ahead.
I was going to say, especially when I was working on the Merle's Inlet project, that window was in my head every night for 2.5 years. That project.
Welcome, Kelly. Kelly got here late, but she's
Hey,
here.
Kelly. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in tonight, hon.
Paul has a question.
Hey, Paul.
I'm confused choosing the right size of lead cane for framing. My glass is 3 millimeters. The options for channel width are RU90 or RU70 or RU71. Which will work?
What are you? What?
I guess round U.
Yeah, you're putting U's into the wood, Paul. The wood is designed to handle 5/16 of an inch
Flat.
So if you're not going to put zinc around it, but you're going to put a U lead, just make sure use a 3/16, which is probably the 40. I don't know the part numbers. I just order it by the size that I need, Paul.
3.2 millimeter, 4.0 millimeter,
Yeah,
and 4.8.
the RU round U70. That's kind of a small one.
What?
would
It
think.
depends on the size of the window.
Yeah, and how big is the window, Paul? I mean, you working in like 12 by 12 now? Are you getting bigger or?
But you want to use a flat H.
Yeah, Paul, if you can use a flat, I wouldn't put round anything on the outside of something you're going to put in a wood frame. Just put a piece of zinc around it if you're going to put it in a wooden frame, because the frames are designed for the zinc to go in.
Is he framing it with lead? Are you framing it with lead?
Oh, he's framing
Choosing
it
the
with
right
lead.
size of lead cane for framing.
Yeah, and how big is the window, Paul? Because you really shouldn't hang anything from lead at all. I mean, I wouldn't. I would use.
Either zinc or wood.
Yeah, I would zinc if you're going to frame it as the frame, because the lead isn't a frame. The lead is a finish, and then in order to. If you're going to use I would. If it's going to be the finished frame around the piece you're doing, Paul, I would use zinc. I don't think I would use lead for anything but a sun catcher.
Okay.
I mean that's just my personal opinion, Paul. I don't see the need to use U-shaped cane to frame in a window.
I guess that's what it's made for.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what it's made for. But if you don't have a bunch of borders around it where you can attach it all over the place, it's not going to work right. So that's why I said the zinc is going to be your best bet. If it's the frame, Paul, use the zinc. If you're down in Florida, your friend down there should be able to hook you up with zinc. Or if you're up in New York, your friend there should be able to hook you up with it.
Okay.
Or I can hook you up with it if you need me to send it to you.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on the size and if that is the frame.
Yeah, and if you're not going to hang it, you're going to put it in like a plate stand or something, then I would say, yeah, go ahead and use round H lead. But Paul, I don't know without looking at it and getting online, but the description's right there. You know, it tells you what a RH70 is with the size of it. If you're looking at the description and you got a part number there, the description should be right there with it.
Pauline is here.
Pauline, hope you're feeling better.
I have a question. I've wanted to get into stained glass and blowing glass. Which one do you think is better or easier to get into?
Cost-wise, the stained glass, and much easier to learn, a whole lot less of a learning curve in stained glass. But glass blowing, there are many classes available around the country. We also teach it in South Carolina here, and but it's not. I don't. We kind of thought blowing glass might be a hobby, but it turned into a business real quick because it is not an inexpensive hobby. But stained glass, I think what I would do is I'd learn about glass before you get into the glass blowing end of it.
Stained glass is much easier to get into. The equipment is cheaper. The training is less expensive.
Yeah.
But
And the learning curve is a lot shorter.
Beach Mom wants to know, my last stained glass project was started years ago, but never finished. Do I need to do anything special to clean it up before I start again?
Was it a cane project or was
It's
it a
white.
foil?
It's white now. Some of it turned white.
Oh,
Yes, you would need
I'd
to.
just start over. I would clean it up. If your copper foil has turned white, and if you haven't finished it, I hope you haven't. Did you finish the fabrication part of it yet? And if not, then I would start over. And if it's turned white, hopefully you haven't tried to solder any of it.
Is it lead or copper foil?
Yeah.
All right, we'll need to know that.
I need that hat that Johnny Carson had with the
Beach
feather.
Mom wants to know, should kaleidoscopes be done in lead-free solder? I made one years ago, but didn't think of that until it was done.
Well, they probably should because you're holding them against your face to look through them. My father, when he made kaleidoscopes, used to make them out of lead-free solder, and he made some beautiful kaleidoscopes.
Kim Johnson wants to know, windows and metal doors. Any tips on how to install the arch panel I made into it? I thought I could just take the frame off, add the panel behind the existing glass, and reattach the frame.
That sounds exactly what you can do, except what you have to do is take the arched glass out and take part of it off. Take one side of the arched glass off, and then put your stained glass up against that, and you'll be fine.
You should be fine.
Yeah, because you have to make up that gap distance. And now they've started making 7/8 units in the Stanley doors or the metal doors that are coming in with the kits in them. So, you just need to take one side of that panel off, and then that kit will go back together. And I tell you, if it's only made out of copper foil, you shouldn't even have to take the glass apart. That kit will go back together with that extra eighth of an inch in there with no problem.
Pauline has a question. Yes, Pauline, you do need to run wires along the bottom and the top of your lamps to make them stronger.
Yes, definitely, for sure.
Yes. Pauline says that stained glass is in her soul. She thinks about it all the time. Jennifer asked, I'm about to solder a 20 by 30 inch lead window, and I'm planning to embed handy hangers in the top corners of the zinc. Will it hold up okay?
20 by 30. Jennifer, I don't want to tell you and it come apart, because anything that I do that's that size is going in a wooden frame if it's just going to hang around. I'm not a big fan. Zinc, if you take a piece of zinc in a hacksaw, Jennifer, and cut it, and look at the profile of it, and look how thin the metal is, and then if you've got a 20 by 30 lead window, and glass weighs, 1/8 inch glass weighs 3 pounds a square foot, and then you're going to have probably 15 pounds of lead in it, and then at least maybe a half a pound of solder. Jennifer, hon, I tell you, I'm not a big fan of hanging anything from zinc, especially something that big. I would put it, if it were me, okay, I would put it in a wooden frame and then hang it with the handy hangers.
Karen said, "Did we hear about Patco? Did something happen to him?"
No, we didn't hear
I
anything.
hope not.
No, I hope not either.
Okay. Oh, Pauline's working on her window.
Okay, Pauline, we look forward to that.
Beach Mom wants her project was copper foil, and she thinks it was from not finished, from just leaving the flux on it.
Oh
That's why
yeah, it
it's
probably
white.
was. Get some steel wool. Oh gosh, get some
We'll be
steel wool.
making a
You're gonna have to
special
clean
guest
that
appearance
up.
at the Glasscraft Bead Expo. Jennifer Odin of Vegas. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's good. We're happy for him, Karen. Thanks.
Yeah, that's
Appreciate
great,
that.
Karen.
Thanks.
Thanks. I thought something terrible happened the way you put it. Okay. Sorry. I tried and the screws are too short. Get some longer screws.
Yeah, tried what?
Putting it together like that. Well, that wouldn't be. She said she tried for the clip for the arch window. The one you just,
Oh, that 1/8 of an inch. Oh,
the
those
kit
screws,
window.
No, the screws come right up to. They kiss each other. The bracket touches each other on the inside. You might not have had it lined up right or something, and the screws went all the way through. But that, if you look at that, there's little ears in there. Those ears line up and they touch each other. If they're just 1/8 of an inch apart, those screws are still long enough because the screw's over an inch long that goes into those kits, huh? But if not, take that short screw that you have if you need a longer one. I don't think you will, because you can end up cracking the plastic on the kit on the outside if the screw's too long. So
Okay. Karen said she would never give us bad news on here. Okay, Karen.
I hear you, dear.
We hear you. Okay.
Glad you're feeling better.
Yes, yes, yes. We'll tell everyone at the Bead Expo we said hello.
That's right. Have at it, girl.
Yeah, have fun there. That should be a good time. Jennifer wants to know for her 20 or 30 inch window, put a wood frame, which type of,
Jennifer, I would use 1 3/8 wide wood frame.
okay, and which type of lead or zinc should she surround?
And I would
Surround her
you can
panel with.
Jennifer, if you have the zinc already, you can use the zinc. Just make sure your solder joints are flat, and because the lead, I mean the wood channel is designed for the zinc to go inside of it, or the lead. So you can use the zinc, it's no problem. But when it goes in there, at least you know what, when you close your eyes at night, you know you're not going to hear a loud bang in the night. So, but that's definitely what I would do. And Jennifer, thanks for the, I mean, like I said, I try not to steer you wrong if I can, but I definitely would not want that hanging over me, hanging it with lead. You just definitely wouldn't want to do that. Or with zinc by itself, for sure.
Okay, now, what's next, Streeter?
Hey, what you doing?
Let's do that. What time we got? Okay, let's do the viewer showcase.
You want to do that, or you want to do the box? No, let's do the viewer showcase. I don't even know what time it is. I can't see.
It
so I don't
is
have
something like 20,
I
25.
don't have any time. Well, I have all the
What's
time
the
in the world.
time? 7:38?
There's the time right there. I just saw it.
Okay, let's go
We
to
just
viewer
gotta-
showcase. We do have a few viewer showcases that are not on tonight.
We missed them.
We missed them. So next Monday night,
Blame
we're
it
going to
on
have
me, blame it
another
on
viewer
Barb, but
showcase.
Next week you'll see it.
We had our email was overwhelmed, and they were at the bottom of the list.
And it's all good, but
I'm
we
so sorry. I
apologize.
apologize. So Kelly and Lindsay are the two that we missed, and I apologize. I'm so sorry, but we'll get them next week. Okay.
All right, so hold on. Let's see.
Sorry about that, folks. I'm sorry about that.
You get to clicking and you're clicking and clicking and clicking.
They're
Ray.
telling me there's no sound, but all I'm doing is
Reading.
Okay, we got you back, everybody, and we hope you've enjoyed each and every one of these stained glass windows. We might do another viewer showcase next week and talk about.
Well,
everyone's
guys,
glare.
yeah,
we have
and-
2 more, so next
and,
week we'll do a redo, guys.
Carol, I'm digging the copper patina on your work. I think that's really good. That's strong.
If you would like to participate in next month's viewer showcase, the deadline is May the 1st. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, you'll have to just get us get your viewers your window in for the viewer showcase, so that we can
So
get you in.
next Monday, we'll do another viewer showcase, and I will read those letters again. And,
Yeah, I don't know how our microphone was off. I don't know. Anyway, it must have just
well,
got
I would have
clicked.
noticed it had I not been reading the letters.
Yeah,
And then Ed wasn't reading them.
I can't see it, so it doesn't matter to me.
You were wondering what all those notes were for.
Yeah, I'm like, what that world? That everybody loved their viewer showcase, so that's good.
Okay,
I
so
mean, that's really, really
we
nice.
have to at least make one mistake, right?
Well, if we don't make a mistake, it's not live.
Right.
It's edited and nobody
Thank
knows.
you, everyone, for your wonderful stained glass windows.
I
And
hear
we'll
you
have a
now.
full viewer showcase next week.
Yeah.
And then I'll put it on the Facebook Artyrv channel as well, so that you guys can share it with your friends and family. Would you like me to?
Ken, you know your jacket matches the inside
I
of this
know,
bowl.
I know.
I mean, it matches
That's
it
one,
perfect.
right? Is that
Yeah.
just one?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Nancy Talbot.
Nancy Talbot. Nancy, you got a box coming to New Jersey for you, dear. You have to share that with your friends.
Okay, I gotta keep this.
You know, when Nancy was in town taking the class, she told me that the neighborhood she lives in has a studio. And for the neighborhood, there's
Oh yeah, I
everybody can
remember
come in there
that.
and work, and they have places for them to do stained glass and
That's
saws
cool.
where they can, cut things up and all kinds of stuff.
That's very
Hammers
cool.
where they can hammer things. That's pretty nice.
Okay, thank you, Carol. Okay, everybody.
All right.
I think we're going to move on to soldering.
I think we
Correct?
Yeah.
Is that right?
I'm just going to take and bring this right over here.
And then I'll go up here and look for those questions. You said, was it 731?
38. 38. Find it?
You need
Yeah,
to go to the close-up
I
camera.
think so. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, guys. So this is the next 3 evenings, Monday nights. We're gonna have. This is the X's, the Y's, and the T's of soldering. So a lot of times, what happens when we are soldering any joint that we have, I just thought this was an easy way to explain it.
Thank you, Carol.
But when we have, thank you, Carol. When we have joints that come into this at these angles, a lot of times what we end up doing is we forget how much solder that we're feeding. It's like a frenzy. Or we're moving and we're thinking about soldering, but we're not thinking about how much we're really using, So the first thing I want to do is, before I show you this, I'm just going to tack these little places because I don't need this moving. This doesn't fit anything. I don't care, but it's all good. And now I'm going to I should be able to there we go. So my soldering iron, I have my iron. Y'all can see this really good. I have my rheostat. This is my Weller 100P, guys. I have my rheostat set on an 8. Okay? And to tack this, I am just down and up, down and up, and down and up. So now what I'm doing, now I have this where it's not going to move. And I tell you what, just from tack soldering, I've almost used too much solder just by tack soldering my little thing here. And I just needed a little bit of water, I'm sorry, so that I can wipe my iron. Just like that. Now, when I used this iron last, the very second I turned it off, I put a little bit of solder on each side, and that keeps me from having to worry about tinning my iron. Guys, if you're having to tin your iron every time you use it, you're definitely working way too hot, and that's not something that you need to be doing. So we're going to come in here, we're going to take this, we're going to get this all straightened out here, and we're going to use our little Q-tip here. We're going to use our little Q-tip here and put a little bit of flux right here. Now, because I'm doing this way, what we want to do is I'm going to do just my little step by step. And when I get to the center there, I'm not going to have to worry about that, okay? When I get to the center, we're going to do a step by step, just like this. Just like that, step by step, okay? Now, when we get to that center, when we get ready to come down off of that, I'll show you. Step by step. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we don't need to feed any more solder to this. We don't need to feed any more solder to this. Okay, so I'm using my step by step. I'm going to give it time to melt behind me. I'm counting in my head ever so slowly. And I get to the crossroads and I just keep moving. Okay? Now I'm going to do the same thing here. I've fluxed this and I'm going to come down. Okay, now you get that little boom-de-boom right there, and what you do, go back up here and just pull that right out of it, just like that. And then I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to pull this right out of there, just like that. Okay? So when you pull it out of it and back into it, across it, all of that nonsense will stop. Okay? All of that, oh, I got it wrong, I got it wrong, I got it wrong. So this is the X. And we can run it like this too. We don't have to.
Yeah.
We don't have to. We can run it like this. Those of you that like to feed the bead, feed it just like that. Okay, so now you see my cross, there it is, I'll get it out of that light, has already started to form itself here, my X. I tell you something about soldering is that when you cut glass, here we go. Oh, it's right through there. There it is, right there, just like that. And then you just, there it is. Give it time to melt back. And pull it through. And give it time to melt back. And pull it back the other direction. So if you'll do that in your X's, it'll help you out a lot in your solder. And the other thing is, guys, is when you're cutting glass and you're foiling and you're putting your stuff together, every solder joint will look like some sort of a letter to you, and make that solder joint look like the letter that it is. So next week, y'all, we're going to do the Y, and we're going to show you how to bring that joint that usually gets fat for everybody right there. We're going to show you how to fix that. So I want to thank Carol for her donation tonight. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Carol.
I'm going to get that dancing for you. So I hope that helps you guys out in this little dilemma that a lot of us have when we're crossing joints. We get too much solder involved in it. And the one thing you want to do is, you can always add solder, and it's more difficult to take it away.
I can't tell. Okay, this is working better. All right. Okay. I couldn't
What?
tell if that other microphone was doing something. All right.
No, it's
Talk.
working fine.
See if it's working.
It's not. It's not.
See if your microphone is
It's
working.
not. The bottom one is not working.
I know the bottom one is
Okay,
not
good.
working.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I was trying to see if your voice was picking up on that microphone.
Is it or no?
Yeah,
No?
you see it right there.
Okay.
Is that loud enough for you guys? I know we had some microphone issues. We had questions at 7:49. Or did you still want to do that, Ed?
No, go ahead. I was going to turn my iron off if we were done with this, so I didn't burn myself or burn something else.
Okay. What is your preferred brand of solder?
I
That's
like
one
Canfield, and just because, Canfield, white metals is really good. Let me tell you something about white metals. They don't have any trash in them, and they're a little bit less expensive. Good Lord, thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. That's awesome, man.
We appreciate that so much.
Thank you very
so
much,
much, Chris.
That's very kind. Thank you. Thank you, guys. We're going to meet our goal tonight, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, so keep going. That'd be
awesome. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
So guys, when you're, in the soldering video that we let out last week, it does tell you how to move slower, and it gives you those three options of solder options and how that you can improve your soldering in just a very short period of time. So remember, guys, if you're gonna solder, take your time. Use a good solder with no trash in it. If you're doing copper foil, make sure you're using 60-40. And if you're not using a soldering iron with a controller in it, get yourself an iron controller for your soldering iron. I promise you, it'll be the best $50 you ever spent. And it'll make your tip last. Follow our instructions on how to make your soldering iron last longer. Keep it clean and make it more beneficial for you.
Now, did I ask you the question about what temperature should my iron be for lead-free solder?
No.
Okay, that's a question.
Lead-free solder, you're going to have to work a little bit hotter. Go ahead.
Ray said
Thank you, Ray.
it there between 700 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Ray. Yeah. So, lead-free solder, and it's I've got half-pound rolls for you if you want to buy half-pound rolls. They're $21 a half pound, but if you need a half-pound roll, I have them for you plus shipping.
Debbie wants to know if you can bottle up 29 years of your 40 years of experience and send it to her.
Come take a class and we'll spend the whole 2 days together.
He'll share everything
I'll
he
share
knows.
everything that I can answer for you in 2 days, huh?
Okay.
And thank you for the donation there. That's awesome.
Bobby Schneider.
Thank you, Bobby.
Michael McBride. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. I got you're making a sign dance, Michael. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now, I
Awesome.
did have some questions, but I think
Just
I
go back up
scrolled
to-
right past it. Can you explain, Carol wants to know, can you please explain how you hold the tip against the glass? Is your tip flat against the seam? Is it held at an angle?
My tip, Carol, is held at about, hang on, I'll tell you. It looks to be about maybe 35 degrees or 40 degrees. And I actually do lay my tip, not heavy, but I do lay my tip on the copper foil as I move it.
Because you want to heat it up.
Because you want to heat the foil in front. So guys, there's no nothing that says you have to boil your flux before you use it. So you don't want to do that. The only way you do that is by using too much flux. But if you will heat the copper foil up in front of your solder along with the flux, your bead will bead up much easier. And because you're using the corner, Carol, because you're using the corner of your soldering iron, the solder comes up behind it. Just like as if you were in a boat and the rooster tail's coming up. When you take off in the boat, the water comes behind the engine and up. And when you give your solder time to melt, the same process, it doesn't spray it all over the place, but it does melt it, and you'll see it. It'll form a bead directly behind the soldering iron, and that's what I watch. I watch the bead behind me, not the one in front of me, and I'm watching what's happening as I'm feeding the solder. And if you notice, I'm not holding it directly on there. I'm feeding it. I'm touching it. Boom. Give me just enough. Give me just what I need, not too much. Give me just what I need. Just feed it, just like that.
Someone said that's another T-shirt. What did they say? Feed the bead.
Hold on.
I worked on the Dance for Glass T-shirt a little bit this weekend, but I didn't have a chance to show him. So.
All right, I like that. Feed the bead.
Oh, new viewer.
Hi.
Vigan CR. Today I got my first spark for cutting glass. Your videos have been the best I've seen thus far. Thanks a lot. I still need to practice a lot, though.
Compliments will get you everywhere. Thank you for joining the channel. We appreciate that.
Yes, we do appreciate
Glad we could help.
Have we taken care of all of our things that we wanted to do tonight?
So
and
remember,
questions?
next week we are doing the why of soldering.
And we will have
Why
another
we solder.
viewer showcase.
And we'll have a updated viewer showcase next week.
We'll have more classes on the website. Online classes
Stained
will
glass
continue.
classes, yeah,
Stained
will
glass
continue.
classes will continue.
And so, yeah, Renee, give us a holler when you and Terry get into town this week. And again, we have one more space available in the lead cane class.
Oh, lead cane class.
Yeah, in this Thursday and Friday. It's 2-day, 10 to 3. And Carol.
Breakfast included.
You did that?
Carol,
What in the
thank you
world?
so
Thank
much.
you, hon.
You are so sweet.
That's awesome. Wow. That window's beautiful too, by the way, Carol.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I see another trophy coming from the state fair this year.
Yeah, she's amazing. And I a lot of people don't like the copper color, but
I think
her
you figured
work
it out.
is just so amazing, and the copper foil and the copper color
Well,
are
it lends
just
itself
makes it
to it, yeah.
makes it
And if you
special.
if you think about it, Carol, the glass that you used at
Makes
the
it
top
pop.
of that window and the flower color itself, the copper is what makes all that glass pop.
Yeah.
I mean, we can see it. So
Yeah. Feed the bead. It's a good one.
Okay, got
All
it.
right.
Got it written
Feed
down.
the bead. Dance for glass.
I'll dance for glass. We'll dance for glass.
We'll dance for glass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Okay, so let's see. The glass box, the inspiration box, is on its way to Miss Talbot, Nancy, up in New
Nancy,
Jersey.
congrats.
It's on its way to be going out. I guess tomorrow we'll get it out, right? Or Wednesday.
do we have any questions
Well,
that
let's
anyone
see if we do,
has?
Barb, before we take off here.
I think I have them all. I think I do. I believe I do.
Carol, you're kind.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for your donations.
Thank you.
It goes a long way
Yeah.
to
And
making
remember,
our
this is
channel.
why we don't run commercials, y'all. So you would miss something, we would miss something, and we don't want to miss anything that you guys are sharing with us. So
Right. And we could run commercials, but that would make it kind of, I
man.
don't think we'd be as,
And you know what? We've talked to Ray, and
Yes.
Ray's talked to us, and we decided no.
I don't think it would be as much fun.
It wouldn't be as much fun. That's right. So, guys, you have to remember, keep in mind, for some of your glass cutters and glass accessories, go to conwayglass.com and check out our tool page. Also, we also have a tool page at Amazon. And you know what, Barb? Before we go away, we want to thank Sunshine for sponsoring our show on Monday nights. And we want to thank them for everything that they do for us. And guys, remember, tools or glass, give Sunshine a call, give them a shout, give them a try. We appreciate everything they do. And we appreciate all of our viewers here at RDRV as well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight and sharing your thoughts and your questions and your updates. We really appreciate sharing news with you guys.
Right.
And
And remember, guys,
love seeing the work.
and any shows that y'all have coming up that you're going to be in or anything, we welcome you to let our viewers know where you're going to be. If it's close enough and Barb and I can get away, we'd even come see you. So, it's just one of those things. And remember, guys, Corning, New York, June 2nd through the 6th, and we're having a meeting in Corning, the RDRV channel, and our viewers that are coming to Corning on Friday, June the 5th.
Okay, and
And we have a special glass blowing demo set up over at Hands On Studios with Rhodey and her group.
that is on Friday, June the 5th. Right, okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Thank you for the super chats and the super thanks. We really appreciate everything that y'all do for us. Don't forget about our Facebook page and RDRV
And
chat.
here comes Mary coming
And
down
the
to say
Conway-
goodnight, everybody.
And the Conway Glass page.
There she is. Come on.
Let's see if we can get a picture of her running around like crazy.
There
before
she is.
we
I see a
leave.
tail. There
I
she
see
is.
a tail, Mary. Mary, you want to come up here and say hello?
Say
You wanna
hello
come
to
up
all
here
your
and say
friends.
I don't know. I think you might only see her tail tonight.
Anyway, she's doing really well. Guys, we're only one window short, and we understand that is being built for us right now. So we'll be installing the last window and the French doors here in the next week or so. We so look forward to that. And there she is.
There she is.
That's my
Hey, baby. All right, guys.
All right, y'all. Hey, for the RDRV channel, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
Good
Thank
night,
you
everybody.
so much.